This video is about the spelling rules for suffixes. Shears and shears. Both sounds in the same way, but if you see the spelling, it's CIOUS and this suffix is TIOUS. Now let's see the rules one by one. First of all, how do we know when to use this CIOUS suffix or TIOUS suffix? So let's unpack it one by one. First, if the root word ends in CE, then you have to remove CE and try to replace with CIOS. For example, space. So try to remove the CE and then try to add CIOS. So space, spacious. By adding the suffix CIOUS to the root word space, right? So now we have turned a noun into an adjective. Got it? So other words, we'll see some of the words like grace, gracious, malice, malicious, right? But remember, sometimes adjectives that ends in the suffix cious, which do not follow the rule, because these words are adjectives. They already end in cious, but this has not been added using the rule. You have to be very mindful about it. Some of the words, such as precious, if you see the word precious, that means it has the root word price, right, which indicates a lot of money. That's an adjective. And if you take the word ferocious, which means something very fierce, right? The root word is fierce. That's an adjective. And the word delicious, delicious is also an adjective that comes from the root word delight, which means something which is very delight to eat. Got it? So other shears words are vicious, conscious, suspicious. Remember, all these are adjectives. So here applying the suffix rule will not come. Now the next one is adding the suffix TIOUS. We say it in the same way, shears, but here it's TIOUS. So here when we should add this TIOUS. It also acts in a very similar way to CIOUS. If the root word ends in TION, then you have to remove the TION and try to replace it with TIUS. Simple. For that, the previous one, CIOUS, you got it right. Like we have to remove the CE and try to add the suffix CIOUS shears. But here, if the word ends in TION, then try to remove that and add it with the suffix TIOUS. Now let's see some of the words. Infection, if you take this root word, it ends with TION, right? So remove this TION and add the suffix TIOUS, infectious. Other root words are nutrition, nutritious, ambition, ambitious, caution, cautious. Simple, right? Sometimes adjectives, same as CIOUS, ends in the suffix TIOUS, which do not follow the rule because these words are adjectives, right? So they already have the suffix TIOUS, but this has not been added using the rule. For example, word scrumptious. It derived from the original root word sumptuous, right, which implies that some things are scrumptious used to cost a lot of money. Got it? And the word conscientious derived from the root word conscience. Remember here, though the word ends in CE, the root word, we are using TIOUS as a suffix. So it's an exception. Of course, English language, when we are talking about the rules, always there will be some exceptions. Okay, now it's a quiz time. So what you have to do is try to identify the suffix for the underlined word. Okay, the bully was very mean and malice. You need to be caution when you are crossing the road. My aunt is very superstitious and will not walk under a ladder. Some diseases can be highly infection. Fruit and vegetables are very nutrition. Linda's new flat was quite space. The ballerina was very grace. I hope you have all done with the answers, and this is pretty simple. For the first one, we have to remove the CE and add CIOUS, malicious. And for the second one, remove the TION and add TIOUS, cautious. And for the third one, superstitious, which means remove TION and add TIOUS. Infection, infectious with TIUS. Nutrition, nutritious with TIOUS. Space, spacious with CIOUS. And grace, gracious with CIOUS. So these are the answers. Got it? Now let's see CIL and TIL endings. So here also we pronounce it in the same way. It's sheol, sheol. But how do we know when to use the suffix CIAL or TIAL? Let's see it. The sound sheol can be made with either CIAL and TIAL. Right. So let's try to make a list of words which has the same sounds. Social, partial, facial, artificial, confidential, essential, torrential, superficial, substantial, official. So if you see here, all the words are ending with the same sound, sheol, but some of them have the suffix CIAL and some of has the suffix TIAL, right? So how do we know when to use CIAL and when to use TIAL? Let's see. For the CIAL ending, if you notice when we are using it, it's before the vowel, right? So if the word just before the CIAL, the letter is the vowel. So O here. Here also O. Here it's A vowel. And here I vowel. Here E again vowel. Here I. Here I. Here U. Here I. And here A. So if you notice it properly, the words usually have a vowel letter before the CIAL ending. But of course, there are some exceptions to the rule. Words such as financial, commercial, and provincial, they don't follow these rules. Okay? And if you say TIAL ending, it's just the opposite. Here about the consonants. Okay? So partial R, martial R consonant, sequential N consonant, confidential N consonant, substantial N consonant, spatial. Spatial is an exception, okay? And here influential N, potential N, torrential N, and here also essential N. So most of the words have a consonant letter before the TIAL ending. Okay. And as I told you, the word spatial is an exception. And here is a quiz. Now, you can just pause the video, try to identify by yourself whether it ends with TIAL or CIAL, and try to apply the rule, the consonant and the vowel rule. Essential, artificial, martial, of course, everything shall will come, but here essential TIAL because N consonant, artificial CIAL because I vowel, martial R consonant TIAL, antisocial. So again it's O, so CIAL, facial A vowel, so CIAL, substantial N consonant TIAL, torrential, so N consonant TIAL. Simple and easy, isn't it? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more English tips. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye bye.